Toastmaster Himani, I think you have frozen. Can you see us? I think it's the standard protocol that always happens with Toastmaster Himani whenever she has to start the GE part. Let's wait for her to come back. Hi, Toastmaster Ritesh.
Hi everyone.
Toastmaster Jyoti, is it like my cue to start the meeting? Or like
No. Toastmaster Himani will start the meeting, then the president's address, then
Oh.
we'll move to the main role. Yes. For Toastmaster Himani for one more minute actually. Toastmaster Himani just now called and mentioned that she's trying to connect. Apology for the inconvenience. Meanwhile, how is everyone doing? Had a good Wednesday so far?
Yeah.
I see Toastmaster Shit is still very busy typing a lot of things.
His placement of camera is unique.
Yes.
Actually, I can't remove my phone. Otherwise, I won't be able to see anyone.
Okay. Well, the picture of Buddha in your background has become your identity now. Toastmaster Himani, are
How
you-
come you are using the keyboard? It's a separate one.
Yeah, I'm using my laptop also simultaneously.
Why two things are required?
multitasking is a myth, Toastmaster Shitesh. You can't do too many things at one time.
That is actually
Yeah, true.
Then you need to be a female because it's psychological possible for a woman to do the multitasking. And I have gone
Right,
through
I'm
that.
agreeing.
Imani has joined, I think.
I think she's still facing issues. Should I just kick off the Sergeant Arms remarks? Let me just check with her once.
There are others today, Abhilasha and Seema. Where are they?
Wedding season.
Hi everyone, Toastmaster Himani is trying to connect, but let's not wait for more time and start the meeting. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I think Toastmaster Ritesh is still can't hear you, Toastmaster Ritesh. I see that you have unmuted yourself. Never mind. Good evening, Toastmaster Ritesh and everyone. As
Good
the
evening.
acting
Actually,
Sergeant Arms,
No worries.
Okay.
As the acting Sergeant at Arms of the meeting, I would like to praise the mission of the Toastmasters Club. The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With this note, I would just like to frame the basic guidelines to attend the Toastmasters meeting without any hassles. Please keep yourself on video throughout the meeting and keep yourself on mute if you're not speaking on the stage. Secondly, while you are presenting on the stage, make sure your phone is on silent mode. Ignore the vibration mode as well, because if somebody calls you in the middle, that might disrupt your performance. And lastly, in case you want to share, share your opinion about something, please raise your hand or type it in the chat window, and let's not try to disrupt the other people's performance. And with this note, we'll quickly move forward to the next step, that is calling upon stage the president. And today, as I am doing the acting Sergeant at Arms, let's have the acting president as well. Calling upon stage our acting president of the day, who has recently been blessed with a sister-in-law, Toastmaster Himani Singh. Himani, please unmute yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm really sorry. Apologies. I think unstable network has been has become the part and parcel of my life. Every time it happens, apologies. So, a very good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. I don't think we have guests today. So, how is everyone doing?
Good.
Great, fantastic.
Great.
Great.
So, okay. I think we don't have the guest today. We can directly move to our T-Mod session. So calling upon stage, our Toastmaster of the day, our vivacious T-Mod, Toastmaster Manan. So please, with thunderous round of applause, please help me welcome Toastmaster Manan with his theme. Let me just, with his theme, the glitter of TV advertisements.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Himani, and a very warm good evening to everybody. I think the winters have started to come up, so we should be sending across the warm wishes to each other. I hope everybody had a really productive day and we were able to check off all the tasks that we planned for ourselves. If not, then tomorrow is another day just to reach greater heights and accomplish more things. So the Toastmasters session, I want to give a brief about like how the meeting is segmented into various parts. So our today's meeting is divided into various segments. First of all, we are going to have a prepared speech section in which two of our speakers will be delivering their speeches. After that, we'll have a table topic section where table topic, impromptu topic would be given to speakers, and the speakers are supposed to speak on that topic for a particular amount of time. And after that, we'll have the evaluation section. Besides that, just to keep a watch on the meeting and to provide us the constructive feedback of the meeting about the things that we did well and the areas in which we can improve upon in our next meeting, we do have a general evaluator with us. So now I want to call upon the stage general evaluator of today and tell us about his role for the meeting for the day. General evaluator, the stage is all yours.
So today I'll be playing the role of general evaluator today, wherein I'll be giving the constructive feedback to all the participants. And so basically what I will talk about what happened great, what was great and what could have been better. And for that, I have come up with my tag team. So let me call upon the R counter of the day, Toastmaster Ritesh, to explain his role.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for giving me this role. A very warm welcome to all our Toastmasters. So today I'll be playing the role of a counter. I'll keep a record of the words like and I'll also check the words like joiners and the short pauses. At the end of the meeting, I'll be reporting the report upon calling by the general evaluator. So thank you. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ritesh. So next up we have Toastmaster Jyoti, who is playing the role of a grammarian today. So
Thank
over
you,
to
Toastmaster
Toastmaster Jyoti.
Himani. Good evening, everyone. As the grammarian of the day, my responsibility is to introduce the word and an idiom of the day. Alongside, I'll be keeping a track of all the good and the bad usage of grammar and pronunciation. The word of the day is persuasive. That is, when you're trying to persuade people to do or believing into something with the logic or the reasoning that you have. The synonyms are convincing, and the usage can be good public speaking should be persuasive as well. So people believe when you are speaking and they want to understand the context behind it. The idiom of the day is it's not rocket science, which means it's not complicated. If you study well throughout your year, getting good marks in your final exams is not rocket science. I'll be sharing the word and idiom of the day in the group itself, and I'll request all of you to use it during the meeting. And if you use it during the meeting, I'll make sure that all of us or one of us try to raise hand or do a thumbs up during the meeting when the usage is implied. I'll be presenting my report during the general evaluation section. And now I would hand over the stage to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Himani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyoti, for this wonderful explanation of your role. Then today we don't have a timer, so it will be handled by the tech master at the background. So now I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Manan.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. So let me just give you a brief about today's theme. So as you all are aware that today's theme is about the glitter of advertisements. So I'm sure you all must have seen a lot of advertisements. Like, you know, we are living in this age where it is all about marketing, right? We are bombarded with a lot of advertisements and everybody is trying to promote their product and services, right? But when you look at advertisements from from the background, right, or when you try to dissect the delivery of an advertisement, there are certain principles that are involved in advertising that make an ad effective, right? So today we are going to discuss few of the principles, and we're going to see like how different advertisements have created impact and push the products and push the sales of those products. So I'm going to quickly share my screen. I hope my screen is visible to everybody. Okay, great. So since a lot of us, I think the majority of the people today in the meeting are the 90s kids. So the first advertisement that we're gonna see is from the 90s, and let's just see what it's about.
Dairy milk chocolate.
Yeah.
Hmm.
कुछ खास है हम सभी में, कुछ बात है हम सभी में, बात है खास है, कुछ स्वाद है, क्या स्वाद है जिंदगी में।
कैडबरी स्टीयरिंग मिल्क, असली स्वाद जिंदगी का।
Did it refresh any of the memories?
Yes.
Okay. So
Used
like,
True.
can anybody want to share like what you felt when you when you saw this advertisement?
that little feeling in our mouth, that mouth watering feeling that we used to have as a kid when we would watch this ad.
Okay. And
I feel like why anyone is not stopping her.
and what you felt about the product, like the dairy milk chocolate.
Yeah, it's mouth watering at the time, and I feel I should buy. I insist my parents to buy one for me.
Exactly.
Advertisements, they compel
that-
us. They compel
Yes.
they force the children to think about these things, or children, or whatever is the targeted group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And of course, they want to buy that product.
Yes. Right. So the
And
basic, yeah.
I
Anybody?
just want to I just want to add one point like over here. I'm guessing like you have also seen the remake of the ad recently before a month, in which the roles have been swapped.
Yes,
The girl,
yes. A
yes,
guy,
yes. So it's
yes,
a
yes. They have released a revamped version of the same advertisement.
right.
Yes,
Yes,
I
it's-
also want to share one thing. Generally, children are fond. Here, my children are also fond, but my husband, he never leaves the chance to eat the chocolates. So, this is the case, reverses the case in my family.
Right, correct, exactly. So I think we all really got the vibe of the advertisement, and we all have like some fantastic thoughts to share. So the basic idea about creating any advertisement is for the promotion of the product, like we saw, right? And it is persuasive, and this is also our word of the day, right? So, and as Toastmaster Rashmi said, that they really persuade a buyer to buy that product, right? So it can actually alter our feelings and our thoughts about the product and its advantages and its usefulness for us. So when a creative team is designing a 30-second commercial, because the time of the commercial is really less, they come up with ideas and the ways of executing the message in a sense that they can quickly pursue a potential buyer to buy that product. And of course, all these advertisements are the part of company's overall marketing strategy, and the ultimate objective of the marketing strategy is to increase the sales of that product, right? So I'm going to stop for a while regarding my advertisement preaching, and we are going to move to the first speaker of the day. But before the speaker, I want to call the first evaluator for Toastmaster Rohit, right? So, evaluator one, the stage is all yours, and tell us about the speech that Toastmaster Rohit is going to deliver to us today.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and friends. Our first speaker is DTM Rohit Reddy. His speech is understanding your leadership style Level 2, his pathway is strategic relationships, and the title of his speech is Leadership Chronicles. All the best, DTM Rohit. Over to you, TMOD.
Okay, so welcoming on stage our first speaker of the day, Toastmaster Rohit. Let's lead this. Let's lead this, Toastmaster Rohit.
Just a quick audio video check. Am I audible and visible? Okay.
Yes, Toastmaster Rohit, you're audible.
Okay. Thank you. Imagine you're trapped in a room with your teammates. You have no clue about how to get out of that room. You are waiting for something to happen. You have given up on all the hope that you had. All you're doing now is praying for a miracle to happen. And suddenly, there is one person who emerges out of the blue and he motivates all of us and tries to find a solution and ultimately succeeds in getting us all out of that room. He saves the day for all of us. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and all the distinguished guests. Life gives us situations where we can also be that man in the room who tried to find a solution. Life gives us many opportunities to be a leader in a particular situation. Life always gives us chances about proving our leadership qualities. All we need to have is a courage and a vision. I, for one, never imagined myself to be a leader. I was always of a team player rather than a team leader. I was that kid in school, ladies and gentlemen, who never raised his hand, even though he knew the answer. I was that shy. But as life had it, I faced certain situations which made me change about how I think about myself. It made me realize that I too can be a leader. So what were those particular situations? And one of it I remember very, very vividly. It was the first year of college. Everything was so new. All I wanted was to become that popular kid in college whom everyone used to go to and ask doubts about. I was looking for that one opportunity which could make me reach out to a wider section of students. So what was that opportunity? Ultimately, it knocked my door. It was the annual winter fair in my college. I decided to grab it and present a project there with my teammates so that I could be in the limelight. And let me tell you all, in my college, presenting a project at the annual winter fair in your first year is no less than a film hero. So I decided to go for it. I formed a team with my classmates and few of the juniors or school friends because it was open for other people as well. And I started making this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's truly said that a true measure of a leader comes and is seen in crisis situations. So I too had to face some crisis situation in order to emerge victorious and successful as a leader. So what were those crisis situations? Crisis number one, I won't bore you with all the technical details. I'll just get to the summary. I was used to doing things in a certain way. And here were my teammates who were implementing new things and new methods into the project. Now, I was very old school when I came to these things. So I was a bit adamant in the beginning that it had to be done in a particular method. But ultimately, when I got to know that my teammates were not that happy with me being so adamant, I decided to take a vote. And a majority of them voted for these new methods which they were implementing. So me being a true leader, now I can say that about myself, I decided to go with the team. I had to put the team's interest at first, ladies and gentlemen. So what was the crisis number 2, which made me realize that I too can be a leader? This was probably the first major situation in my life where I stepped out of my comfort zone. I never bothered about other people's issues. I was very happy in my own world until and unless things were getting done. But here was one situation where certain team members were facing difficulties due to personal issues, and due to that, work was getting delayed as well. So I, for one, was very confused on how to deal with this particular situation. So for the first time in my life, I stepped out of my comfort zone and started dealing with some of their personal situations and motivated them through the completion of the project. At the end of these two crises, or these two important crises, as I say, because these were the things which shaped me as a leader, we successfully presented the project and emerged victorious. So, ladies and gentlemen, when I was asked as a part of my Toastmasters project to make sure that I get to know my leadership style, these were the situations that first came to my mind. It might be a minor incident for every one of you in this meeting room, but me, being a student, these were the shaping situations that did shape me as a leader. And when I was asked to name about my leadership style, the survey showed that I was a mix of a democratic and an innovative leader. A democratic leader is one who keeps the team's interest at first, as I did in my first crisis. And an innovative leader is one who makes sure to step out of his comfort zone and try new things in order to motivate his team people, as I did in crisis number 2. So today, ladies and gentlemen, all I want to say is that there will be tough situations in life. But remember, there's also light at the end of every dark tunnel. So don't be upset when you're met with few setbacks. And don't be so sad that you start giving up on yourself. And instead of that, when you face a difficulty next time, just stay silent and repeat. And if, ladies and gentlemen, if possible, repeat after me. Let's lead this Toastmaster of the day.
Wow, what a wonderful and an inspiring speech. Please give Toastmaster Rohit a great round of applause. And it is, as you said, like whenever let's not get, be saddened by a few setbacks and just face it with all the zeal and just accomplish it, and just keep repeating. Let's lead this, and I'm sure if we keep repeating this thing, we're going to definitely lead the situation. Now, coming back to our discussion about advertisements, let's just see. Oh yes, as grammarian Jyoti said in the chat, leadership is not a rocket science, and it is very well presented by Toastmaster Rohit. Okay, let's get back to our discussion about advertisements. Let's just take a look at the next advertisement that we have. I'm sure like you're gonna refresh few of your memories.
It's promotional, it's persuasive, it's a part of the company. Maggie.
One of my favorite advertisements of all times.
Same here.
I remember the language as well.
अरे बबलू यहाँ क्या कर रहे हो?
सब गुस्सा करते हैं, मैं घर छोड़ के जा रहा हूँ।
मगर घर में तो मम्मी ने गर्मा गर्म जलेबियां बनाई है।
जलेबी?
तो क्या तय किया आपने?
जाना तो है, मगर
हाँ, मगर 20-25 साल बाद। अनोखी शुद्धता, अनोखा असर, धारा।
So now, I want to ask if, like, anyone, like, you guys already started sharing your thoughts, but anyone want to share their thoughts?
Again, the
Thoughts?
advertisement is really very persuasive, and most of the time they involve children in advertisement to look at to give it an innocent angle and make it interesting. And moreover, there may be one more thought behind that these children, that this product is safe for children, so it can be safe for adults also. And second is that children are easily targeted.
Yes. It's very correct, Toastmaster Rashmi. As you can see that this advertisement had a lot of emotional appeal attached to it, right? It had a little
Sorry to
story.
interrupt. I think Pravesh, your mute is unmuted already.
Yeah, okay. So as we saw in the advertisement, that this advertisement has got a lot of emotional appeal attached to it. And it was a very small advertisement of 30 seconds with a story of a child and whose love for food brings him back to the house where, just a few seconds back, he was just thinking to run away from the house. So this is the, power of advertisement, that they involve our thoughts, our mind very quickly to the product. And as many of you said, you guys still remember this advertisement, and it is like one of the favorite advertisements of childhood. And this ad came like 10 to 15 years back, but this advertisement has still occupied some amount of mental space in our head. So the strategy behind the creating such advertisements is that it is targeted for what, as Toastmaster Rashmi said, that it is targeted as a product which is safe for children and that can be used to cook great food that can be relished by children of the house, right? Also, these sort of advertisements act as an investment for the company, right? As we discussed that this ad was shot and released probably 10 to 15 years back, but whenever we look at this ad, it brings us the memory about the product, right? So it is the kind of investment that companies make to to create this long-term impact of the product in the mind of the consumer. And the other thing is that it's original, right? So originality in an advertisement is really important, because when we look a lot of similar kind of things, we don't really register these things, right? So in the crowd of similar products, because in the market we do have lots and lots of product available in this category, right? So just to make a product stand out, the appeal of the advertisement has to be original, right? Otherwise, we'll just be lost in crowd. So we'll take a pause here and we'll move on to the next speech of the day. And for the next speech, I want to call upon the second evaluator of the day to give us a brief about the second speech of today. The stage is open for the second evaluator of the day. Toastmaster Pravesh, you are on mute. Please kindly unmute yourself.
So Toastmaster, what is his name? Kshitij is giving his level 1 speech too, and the topic of his speech is climate change, the race against time. The duration of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best to Toastmaster Kshitij.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Toastmaster Kshitij Madan on stage. Toastmaster Kshitij Madan, climate change, the race against time. Climate change, the race against time. Toastmaster Kshitij Madan.
Yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster Manan. Hello everyone. Good evening. So really good to see everyone. So the topic which I will be delivering, I have been like really thinking about this topic for a very long span of period of time. So now I think it's a good opportunity to like make everyone aware about this problem which we each one of us have seen from the past couple of years. Although it is very relevant since so many decades, but I think this COVID pandemic has realized the importance of having a environment, climate around us. So I would like to start my speech with one of my favorite quote, which was from Rachel Carson. She is one of the biggest environmentalists we have. That the more we focus on our environment, the less, the less, the less focus will be on the destruction. So this is my favorite quote, which she has rightly said. The more we focus on our environment, the less taste shall we have for the destruction, and that's a true. I think in the past, I think let me take back to the history of climate change, like how eventually it was started. So eventually it was started from, I think it was started around 1830 century. Then slowly and steadily it moved towards the 19th century. That I think 1975 was the period when when this term climate change was coined by one of the most famous scientists. That he come out with a research that how it is very relevant in the surroundings which we are really living. And then I think we can then forward understand that how Kyoto Protocol and this Paris Agreement, which I am sure some of you have heard about it, have started. Then I think climate change in the recent past has come out with a political. It has really moved up to the political agenda, and has become a very crucial cross-sectoral challenge. I think, according to one of the famous historian, David Harris, David King, he has said that climate change is one of the problem which we are facing right now, and we might face in the future also. And some of the empirical evidence which I think we have seen is that recent report by World Economic Forum, which was published in 2020, which has stated that the year 2021, the one of the biggest challenge which we can face is climate action. I think it's very important to really understand that these concepts are very also relevant, because I'm sure that each one of us have also heard about sustainable development goals. That these are the 17 goals which we have been like really discussing. So recently there was COP26 which was held, where so many leaders around the world have like together formed an association, and they were really discussing about that how together we can together as a unity we can work on this some of the agendas like climate change, environment, or carbon dioxide, CO2, these things. Then I think then further I think each one of us have that each one of us nurture of freedom of sustainability. These are the very dynamic concept, but the ground reality tell us the opposite reaction. uh, Two more very important things which I would like to talk about is that World Water Forum is one of the agency which has been really working on this field, and they have said that climate change is a very huge impact. It is a very huge problem which we can see in the oppressed section of the society. That not only oppressed, but everyone is really affected by this problem. Also, this problem can be seen as a chronic disease also. That how we see that 800 million people are still in a poverty, which I think we can also relate something with the topic which we have. Also, one of the very important report which was by International Forum for Climate Change has said that uh, uh, which say that this marriage, also domestic violence, human trafficking can be related to the problem of climate change. So I would like to show some of the quotes which I have like really copy pasted in my presentation. So just give me a second. Yeah, so this is one of the very prominent quote which I think we can all see, that how global climate change has a profound impact on the survival and development of mankind. It is a major challenge facing all countries. So it is not only limited to the particular individual or as a society as a whole, but it is really eventually related to the global problem which we see we have been facing since past few decades. And I think now is the time to really focus on some of the agenda we have. And this particular problem is basically focused on Sustainable Development Goals 13, which is climate action. Discussion about a climate action. And then moving forward, so this is a pick which I really so I make this one, that how they see that how we are cutting trees in the name of development, how these two things are really affected, and it has affected our temperature also as a whole. So this is also a very famous quote, that we are the first generation to feel the effect of climate change, and the last generation who can do something about it. Believe in the power of own voice. That it's a very relevant thing, that we are the first generation who should who have the responsibility of working towards this problem, but also we are the last. So it's depend on us that how we have to really pass on these things to our future generation, basically baton, that how we have to pass this baton. And another thing, this is also a painting by me only, that how this painting can understand by very famous quote by Amartya Sen, who is one of the finest economists, which each one of us knows, I am sure, that how the problem of climate change cannot be separated from the modern concept of development. That this thing is really related to the development. Also, he says that development is about freedom and abolishment of poverty and famine. So I just would like to end my presentation with this quote, that more clearly we can focus on our attention on the wonders and reality of the universe, the less taste we shall have for the destruction of race. Wonder and humanity are whole emotion, and they do not exist side by side with the lust of destruction. So thank you so much, and I hope that we each one of us will go back and that really understand the deep problem of this climate change. Thank you.
A big round of applause for Toastmaster Kshitij for delivering his speech on such a relevant topic of the climate change, because indeed the climate change and the concern regarding it is one of the most relevant topics to have a discussion about. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Kshitij, for throwing light on this topic. And I would like to request the Tech Master to please launch the polls for the best speaker of the day. In the meanwhile, okay, we have got the polls. I hope everybody has voted like as per their choice. And we were talking about the emotional appeal and persuasiveness of the advertisements. So I want to ask Toastmaster Himani, like, has it ever happened that you have bought a certain product because you were like too impressed with what you saw on the television?
And it, okay. I have to think actually. Any product that I brought and
Yeah, you were like too like impressed with their marketing and advertisement that you thought, ki, okay, I think I should buy this product.
Himani, I can help.
okay, yes. See, I've bought one cream, one VLCC cream. Okay, and for the first time when I applied it on my face, it was like my face got burnt from on the cheek, in the cheek part. So yeah, that was one example. In fact, I remember one Patanjali face wash also didn't suited me. It was some lemon face wash, I remember. So yeah, these were the two products.
Okay, great. Yeah, it does happen because, in the advertisement, they all, what they present us is the ideal condition with perfect looking people who are, already flawless, and they are just, superficially using the products and selling us the, ideal picture of ourselves.
Yes,
to
one
us.
more. One more point that I want to discuss. I think everybody wants to discuss. Maybe Fair and Lovely ad. I think nobody likes that
Yes,
ad actually.
yes.
It's a superficial thing for us. Uh, from with a cream, nobody can have
A successful
fair
career.
complexion or something like that.
And
Yeah.
obviously, like how they depict the class divide based on the color, right? When you are like, dark in skin, you're kind of unsuccessful in life, and the day you start applying the cream, you become the air hostess, and I don't know, you get, successful in
Fair
your
cannot
corporate.
always be beautiful. Fair cannot always
So
be
it's quite persuasive. Yes.
So
it persuades
Changes the
everybody to debate rather to buy it.
Yes, definitely. And I think Toastmaster Priyanka also had certain things to share.
Yeah, I have a same experience with Livon Silk and Shine lotion to apply on hairs. I feel my hairs will be silky and shiny, and my hairs got dandruff, full of dandruff.
Okay. So yeah, it does happen to every one of us. What we see on television repeatedly, we tend to believe it after a point of time. So this is the power of television. Oh, sorry, the advertisements. Okay. Having said that, let's just see what we've got next.
Table topic.
Yeah, I'm just hoping to play this ad.
चुटकी में चिपकाए फेविक्विक.
So now these type of advertisements are obviously they bring smile to our faces, and also they just deliver their message to the point. Like कोई चीज टूट गई है, if you want to stick one thing to another, use Fevikwik. It can even work in water. It can even stick fishes to your stick. So now, the another principle and the idea about creating such advertisements is that these advertisements are consistent in the messaging that they deliver, right? So the message that the company wants to deliver is that they have got this ultimate product that can help you, take one object to another. So they are pretty consistent in the way they are, uh, creating their advertisements. Also, they are personalized, right? So personalized in a sense that they are, uh, you know, creating, this advertisement or a product for, people who are trying to, find out complex solution to simple problems, right? A lot of times we trying to overcomplicate things, and we try to, look around to find out answers, but in reality the answer of such problems is like really simple, right? So for example, in this advertisement, one fisherman was waiting the entire day just to catch the fish, but the answer was really simple, just to, use the feviquick to catch the fish. So these are the personalized kind of advertisements that creators create to target their audience. Having said that, it is time to move on to our next section of today's meeting, which is the table topic section. So I want to hand over the stage and mic to the table topic master of the day. Please come onto the stage and brief us about the session.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, TM Manan, for such a persuasive session and an interesting one. Welcome, Toastmasters. How are you? Give me a
Wonderful.
Great. With such an interesting session going on, now is the time for table topic session, and I'm going to play the role of table topic master. So first of all, what is table topic session? Let me brief you. Here, it is a session where impromptu topics will be given to you at the spot, and you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes, and you will get 30 seconds buffer time on the upper side. But the important thing is that you can make this session an interesting session, a fun section, as well as an informative session also, by persuasive participation, by active participation in the session. We don't have the guest today, but otherwise this session is especially for guests also, where they can participate and chisel their impromptu speaking skills. Well, Mark Twain had once said that he needs almost 3 weeks to pen down an impromptu speech. But believe me, if you keep on participating in table topic sessions, then definitely you would not need 3 weeks to pen down your speeches, and you'll be able to think on feet, and you'll be able to deliver impromptu speeches efficiently. So with again a request to all of you to volunteer yourself, because today we are only the Toastmasters here, and please volunteer yourself and do participate actively in the session. Here today I have brought some exciting session for you, which is called Turncoat. I believe some of you might be knowing what is Turncoat. In Turncoat, you'll be given 2 choices. You have to choose one, and first speak in favor of that choice. And the moment I say turn, you will start opposing that choice or favoring the other one, right? And in the end, you have to conclude the session. So that way, you have to be, you have to think on your feet and be very attentive. So all the very best to you. Hoping for a very exciting session. Let us begin the session with, first of all, an experienced Toastmaster. May I expect TM Jyoti to please go ahead, first of all.
Sure.
So I hope there is no confusion regarding Turncoat, right?
According to my understanding, the moment you say turn, I need to reverse the point of view that I'm expressing on the stage.
Right, right. So your topic, TM Jyoti, money versus happiness. Money versus happiness. TM Jyoti, over to you.
Thank you, TM Rashmi. Good evening, everyone. Who wouldn't like to sit in a Fortuner and travel the surroundings without really having to worry about the petrol prices that you have around? Who wouldn't want to dine out at a 5-star restaurant and not worry about the bill that they have? Who wouldn't want to have the most luxurious jewelry that we see on the advertisements all the time? And who wouldn't want to explore the world? Well, happiness comes from the real money that you have in your hand. If you can't spend your money well, you really don't understand what happiness is. We may like have to have people around, but don't you feel jealous the moment the other people have more money than you? Don't you feel jealous from the people who are able to utilize all the good luxuries that they have in life?
Done.
Well, I once had a bag of 1 lakh rupees and I was sitting alone in a room. I did not know how to spend it because I did not have people to share my happiness with. What if you win a lottery, but still you do not understand what are you making out of? People say happiness is real when shared. And a lot of money brings a lot of happiness because a lot of people come around to share that money with you. Well, you can share your sorrows with people and then they will come around to feel sympathetic about you. You share your money and your time with people, then they come back and party with you to double your happiness. So never underestimate the power of being wealthy, but at the same time, don't overestimate the power of money over your own happiness. Thank you.
Great. Fantabulous job done, TM Jyoti. You have done justice to this topic, turncoat, and very well explained the importance of money as well as how happiness is important and how it can be achieved. Thank you very much. And now I would like all of you to volunteer yourself so that I can call the next participant. Can I have a raise of hands? Okay, TM Veena, unmute yourself. Are you ready?
Yes, please.
So your topic is city life versus village life. City life versus village life. TM Veena, over to you.
City life versus village life. You are right. If you have all the luxuries in village home, you can enjoy the life as you live in a city. Because village life is different because it's not having all the comfort that we are having in the city life. If we are provided nowadays, villages are not only the villages, they have become somewhat town, I should say. They are having all the facilities. They are having air conditioners, they are having washing machines, they are having dishwashers, they are having cars, they are having each and everything of facilities. And they don't feel that they are living in village. They come out whenever they want to have fun in the city. So city life versus village life. So I think it's all a matter of facilities that are provided.
Turn, TM Veena, turn.
But city is a city after all. It can't be compared to the village. The people that you look around in the city that you can't find there. There you are under restrictions. What to wear, what not to wear, what to do, what not to do. You will have to obey them. If you don't obey them, they'll be you will be under pressure for nothing. So village life is not very much suitable for us, and it has lot of restriction. We can't have fun all the time there. Although we have healthy food there, healthy life there, but still we miss the charms of city life. Here we can go to see a movie anytime, but there we have to wait for the time when to go and when not to go. And there you are under restrictions. You can't go anytime, anywhere. You'll have to follow the rules of the elders. Only then you can survive there. Otherwise, there are less chances of surviving there. So that's all according to me. Thank you.
Wonderful, TM Veena. Well tried. And I request all of you to keep on applauding each and every speaker to encourage each other. So next, may I request TM Himani to go ahead?
Sure.
So your topic, TM Himani. TM Himani, Diwali with crackers versus Diwali minus crackers. TM Himani, over to you.
Well, when I was at adolescent age, I used to do all the cracker thing. I used to lighten up all the crackers, and I used to feel excited. I mean, crackers was the only aim to celebrate Diwali during that time, and I never felt that it used to be the motive that I will lighten up all the crackers, and I never bothered about the environment, about the nature, and today also I lighten up all the crackers without bothering about the environment, whether it is whether I'm ruining that environment or nature. uh, and yeah, if I talk,
turn.
Yeah, so but now if I see the crackers, I think Diwali, I think we should not lighten up all the crackers because uh, we are ruining the environment. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Carry on, carry on. Yes, you are doing good.
Yeah.
You can say why should we not burn the crackers? How it is harmful?
Because it is creating pollution, and when we say in one day, it should not, I mean, if we crack up the if we lighten up the crackers in one day, it will not pollute. It is not the case. Every year we think that way, but we should not think that one day, I mean, we are at that level that one day lightening up the cracker can also cause pollution. So yes, we should not lighten up the crackers during Diwali time.
Great, wonderful. Please give her a big round of applause for trying well. And even you come to know that even experienced Toastmasters, they have to think on their feet. So keep on trying for these impromptu sessions and keep on updating and your public speaking skills. Okay. And next, I'm going to invite TM Ritesh. TM Ritesh,
Yes.
are you ready to go ahead?
Yes.
Okay. TM Ritesh, your topic is TM Ritesh, personal vehicle versus public transport. Personal vehicle versus public transport. TM Ritesh, over to you.
Okay. As we all know, like if we have our personal vehicle, then it is so easy to travel anywhere. You just have to take your vehicle, and if you're getting bored at home, just take your vehicle and roam around somewhere. You will feel so good, and a refreshing environment around you. And if you have a two-wheeler or four-wheeler, then it's all good. Like if you have want to go and for a long journey, you can just ride on your four-wheeler, and you can go anywhere without waiting for the public vehicle. So it is very, very convenient to have our own personal vehicle in our daily life. It makes our things very easy, and it makes our things easy for our daily life. And it makes a thing.
TM Ritesh, done.
Yeah. Okay. So on the other hand, if we not traveling by the public transport, we are and using only the private vehicles, we are polluting the environment some or the other way. So we have to use our public transport also in our life. If you want to travel our office, then we can use the public transport like metros or buses. So it will make the country, it will make our environment somewhere better, rather than just taking our personal vehicles to our offices. So thank you.
Great job done, TM Ritesh. Well tried. And now I'll be calling the last participant. May I call TM Priyanka? She has raised her hand. TM Priyanka. TM Priyanka, your topic is TM Priyanka, Shimla versus Punjab. Shimla versus Punjab. TM Priyanka, over to you.
What a pleasant feeling you have when you are in the Shimla. Icy mountains, and you are doing skiing with your friends or your relatives. It is such a wonderful experience, and I feel I am in my dream. Have you ever tried to go on the mountains, and how you are feeling? I feel you all were good, and you all are feeling wonderful at that time. Versus if we go to the places like a Punjab, I think it's only the place, not a hilly area. So we all love the hilly area because normally North Indians.
TM Priyanka.
Yeah, Punjab. Everyone like Punjabis. And what about the Punjabi food? We all love the Punjabi food. Chole bhature. If we go in a restaurant and ask the kids and even the adults, what would you like to order? They always say chole bhature because they all, it spices up our feelings, emotions, and it persuades all the food. So I feel the Punjabi food and the Punjabi people, the culture of the Punjab is really, really good. We all love the bhangra. And we all love the band baja. That's because it has a rich culture. And I feel if you go to a hilly place, it's only a time for a 1 or 2 day we spend there. But if we go to a Punjabi culture, we can keep it in our routine as well. Like to openness of in their culture is really, really amazing. Over to you, TTM.
What a spicy performance, TM Priyanka. Fantabulous job done. Great session it was. So all of you have tried very well and tried to be persuasive. And you have proved that even turncoat is not a rocket science. We all can take to it like a duck takes to water. Thank you very much. And I would request the tech master to please launch the polls for the best table topic speaker. I hope everybody has voted. Once again, I would like to request you that keep on participating in impromptu sessions and keep on thinking on faith. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master Rashmi, for such an astounding and interesting session. I really wanted to participate in this session, but since I'm doing a lot of talking today, so I thought other people should be getting this chance to speak. So now, let's get back to our theme of the day, the advertising. So if I may ask, anyone can answer this question. If you were to create an advertisement, what are the three things that you'll keep in mind?
The first thing should be, the focus should be on display. If it is a display advertisement, and if the advertisement has to be created, what do you want? It has to be created. Then, of course, the presentation has to be kept in mind. The target group has to be kept in mind, and how it can be a persuasive one.
Well said, well said, well said.
And how it can enhance the selling.
Sales of the product, which is like the ultimate objective of an advertisement, right? Would you add anything to what Toastmaster Rashmi said, TM Priyanka?
We should keep in our mind the targeted customers and their emotional background as well. Because if we see in current era, all the advertisements are keeping in mind to keep our emotions, and they all are playing with our emotions. Taking the kid, and they were talking with their grandma, or grandma is just jumping the hairs of their granddaughter or something like that. So we feel emotional at that time and we think we should buy the product.
Definitely. Okay. So on that note, let's just take a look at what we've got next. Has does any one of you remember what this ad is all about?
MC.
अरे ये बात बाबा बाबा ये क्या है बाबा बाबा इतना तो टैक्सी में आने जाने का भाड़ा लग जाता है बाबा हाँ मान गए भाई बाबा पहले किसी के पास
देखिए ये गलत बात है देखिए
हाँ कह रहे हैं हाँ जो बाबा बड़ा भी तो 1-0 बड़ा एक और हाँ एक और बाबा लास्ट भाई दवाई दे देना इनको
सिर्फ एक टपकती बूंद आपकी किस्मत बदल सकती है घर में रखिए एमसी हमेशा
So as we see again that the advertisement was on the point, and the takeaway message was that don't keep the leaking pipeline in your house because it can really change your fate. So the last principle that advertisement people should have in mind, that the advertisement should be ethical. So we were discussing about persuasiveness of advertisement, and few of our Toastmasters shared their experiences that they were like very influenced with all the advertisements and marketing of the product. For example, Livon or Patanjali cream or another VLCC cream, and they bought those products just to after being like influenced with what was being presented on screen per se. But a lot of time what we see on screen, as we discussed earlier also, they are the exaggeration of the reality, right? So uh, as someone who is creating advertisements, right, this is their responsibility to be be little responsible and have some ethical thoughts to what we are presenting and putting in front of the audience, right? So that I want to stop share my screen, and I want yeah, so this was like my session of the day. And yeah, so let's just move on to the next segment of the today's meeting, which is the evaluation section. So I want to request the general evaluator of the day to take the stage and carry forward the session ahead.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so first of all, I would like to call upon the evaluator one, Toastmaster Priyanka, for the evaluation of Toastmaster Rohit Reddy's speech.
There are always tough situations in everyone's life, but to surmount those situations with a courage is a true leadership. Nice quote. Great to hear the distinguished Toastmaster persuasive speech, which states that give a speech is not a rocket science if we do it efficiently. I have 3 points for him. First, 3 commendations. First, the art of storytelling was really, really great. He has given his own life examples, like he was doing things in a certain way, and in a college he started to observe the people, and after that he changed his way of doing the things, and he find the result positive. Second point is voice modulation. The speaker has a great quality of voice modulation, like he stated the sentence, imagine you are in the room and it was so dark, and we are really feeling that we are in dark room. So kudos to you. Third point is body language. His body language was good and used the set properly. His hand gestures were accurate and apt on the time. I have one recommendation for you, that may improve upon your speech, that your content of the speech was more about your life examples. So to make it more crispy, you can add the leadership qualities as well, because we got the content very low about the leadership. We just find your real life examples. To conclude, I would like to state that good body language, good voice modulation, and amazing way of storytelling. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka. So now moving to next evaluator, evaluator 2, Toastmaster Pravesh. So please evaluate Toastmaster Kshitij's speech.
First of all, I want to congratulate Toastmaster Kshitij for completing his speech. So what a great way to start a speech with such a good quote that was directly attaching the audience with you, that what you are about to convey to them in the next few minutes. You have supported your speech with many great facts, like in 1975, like climate change was first began, then COP26 summit, which was held recently among various G7 countries and all those things. And then like freedom of sustainability, Then you have given the reference of many reports like report of World Water Forum, report by International Forum of Climate Change, and all other reports. This shows that how hard you have worked to get all this data and to support your topic very well. And then, as we say, the pictures speak 1,000 words. Then you show that last picture, which connected your audience very well. That modern development cannot be. We cannot think of modern development without a climate change. So that was, I think, that was the best part of your speech. I liked. That's how that I was very attracted towards that point. Then you showed many quotes by many great persons that they have conveyed that we need, if we want to develop in the future, then we must take care of the climate, and we should move with sustainable development, taking our climate with us. So overall, the speech content was very good, but as there every speech has some scope of improvement. So in your speech, when you were speaking, there was a lot of exaggeration use of hands. You were using your hands again and again. So that was not required. I think that was distracting your audience from your content, because your hands were coming in your front again and again. So it was losing your contact with your audience. And second was that your speech started very well. You had a quote, you have a beginning, you had a body, but there was no link between your body and your conclusion. You abruptly jumped from your body to a conclusion. There was no link between both of them. So I think that there is a scope of improvement in that. You should have a link with your body, and then you should move to a conclusion. There should be a link. The people can link with that. So so overall, the speech was good. So you can improve on those 2-3 points, and in your next speech, I think you will improve this and you will give a better speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pravesh. Now, moving to our tag team evaluation. So first, I would like to call upon our counter of the day, Toastmaster Ritesh.
Yes, thank you, General Director. So I'll not be able to present the report over the screen, as I have joined through my mobile. So I'll just read out the names and the count for the team. So first of all, TM Pravesh has used a word 8 times, and TM Shitish has used the word 5 times. TM Manan has used a repetitive word 5 to 6 times, and at the end, that's my TM Ritesh has used a word 5 times. So I would recommend, like, for the thing, it will be removed from the practice of our speeches. So keep practicing and try to count the word less. So over to you, General Director. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ritesh. Now moving to next, Toastmaster Jyoti. She is coming up with grammarian report. I guess, Jyoti, you're not audible. Hello?
Yes, sorry. Good evening, everyone. Indeed, it was a very persuasive meeting wherein I had a lot of content to hear from all of you and a lot of feedback in terms of how you performed. First of all, let's talk about how many times the word of the day was used. It was used quite often. I feel that it went really well with the theme of the day. So thank you to me for bringing such nice topic. Toastmaster Rashmi and Toastmaster Priyanka made sure that they used word of the day and idiom of the day quite many times. And then Toastmaster Manan also used the word of the day in the presentation itself. There were many other Toastmasters who used it in the synonyms forms in the meeting itself. So thank you for doing that. I'll come to the good usage of the words that were used today. First of all, our acting president used the idiom part and parcel of my life, which was something which I heard for the first time in life. Mouth-watering was another good word. Victorious, democratic, emotional appeal, sustainable development goals. Copy pasted in my presentation some of the agenda. And then, yes, now let's move to the bad usage of the word. And I think I have a long list again. A Toastmaster used to doing. It should be saying, I'm used to do that way. Team's interest at first. It should be team's interest at the first priority. Then somebody, Toastmaster Manan said, ask anyone. I would like to ask anyone. I think it should have been ask everyone. Then we use the word didn't suited me. It should be didn't suit me. A Toastmaster, you would pick, that is a short form of the word. I would request that we use the full forms of the words when we are presenting on the stage. That it has a very professional view. Then a Toastmaster, you would here's. There is no plural for here's. It's only here. The good usage of the word continued. Think on your feet was another good idiom. Astounding, and then adolescent, and the list goes on. One last tip that I'll have for all of you is when you're trying to speak in English, don't try to think in Hindi in your head. This is all from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyoti, for your wonderful and elaborative report. So today we don't have a timer, but Techmaster has put the timing details on the chat box. You can have a look. Now coming to the general evaluation. Okay, so I'll start with Sergeant at Arms. Well, the meeting could not open on time, so we have to fix the internet issues. In fact, Then we come to T-Mod session. So kudos to Toastmaster Manan. You have lighted up the house by bringing such a simple and thoughtful theme. You have persuaded, engaged the audience pretty well. So kudos to you by having the 90s advertisements and taking the audience for the discussion. So it all made us nostalgic. Then after one more thing I really like, then after every ad, you have conveyed the message very clearly what type of ad it is, whether it is persuasive or creative or like consistent, or I mean, it is targeted. So yeah, you have given the message very well. Secondly, there is a particular smoothness in your delivery when you deliver, which makes your speech effective. So kudos to you. You have nailed the session. One recommendation I would like to give that whenever you start the T-Mod session, it's good that we elaborate about the about the format of the Toastmaster session. That first is what is the speech session is all about, prepared speech session, and then when TTM session, and then we have evaluation session. So this is one small recommendation. Otherwise, you nailed it. It was a wonderful session. Then we have evaluation. Evaluator 1, Toastmaster Priyanka. Well, Toastmaster Priyanka gave a good start telling about the importance of the leadership. She apprised the audience with the CRC approach. The content was, when you say that content was engaging, so yes, you've given the commentation with the example. When you talked about the voice modulation, I was expecting some more examples about the voice modulation because there were plethora of examples in his speech. So yes, that was one part. Now coming to evaluator 2, Toastmaster, sorry, I forgot. Toastmaster Pravesh. So sorry, Toastmaster Pravesh. Very sorry. Well, you gave the commentation with example, and then you gave the recommendation. The commendations part with the examples was very good. It was very well explained and demonstrated with the examples. When you started with the recommendation part, so I suggest that it could have been more in an encouraging way. How it can be in an encouraging way? You give the commendation, then the recommendation, and then you jump to commendation again, and then you present the overall summary. So in this way, you can the complete evaluation can be in an encouraging way. Now we come to our counter, Toastmaster Ritesh. Your report is quite good, but it would be better if it would be in a pictorial form, for example, in Excel, because I think earlier Toastmaster Jyoti and many other Toastmasters have used the Excel file. It would be great if, if everybody gets the view of their filler words. Then coming to the grammarian, she nailed the session. She nailed her report session. She had a long list of good usage and bad usage of words, which is good. So overall, the session was quite interesting, was good. It was wonderful. And I think I've missed the TTM session. I'm really sorry. So coming to Toastmaster Rashmi, you nailed the TTM session in such a persuasive session you conducted. You actually gave a wonderful start by explaining the role and giving importance of impromptu speeches. Today, the way you conducted the TTM session was super engaging by bringing that turncoat element in your session. So topics were easy, relatable, and interesting. So kudos to you, Toastmaster Rashmi. Overall, the session was wonderful and quite interesting. Thank you very much. Now over to Toastmaster Jyoti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Himani. And yes, again today we are on time. We are before time, and as a president, it brings me a lot of pleasure that we are doing a good job. So thank you so much, everyone, for being on time and doing your job well. Today, we are going to use the next 2 minutes or maybe 4 minutes just for your feedback. We do not have any guests today. We just want to hear from the club members how you are feeling and tell us how we can improve as a club. Because it's very important to have a collaborative brainstorming session on how we are doing as a club. And if this all activity we are doing every Wednesday, if it is adding on to your value or not. So the house is open.
I think
okay.
One thing that it is kind of like it is a positive feedback. The one thing I'm really liking about the thing is that people are trying to bring in different variations in the table topic segment, right? Sometimes we are watching a picture and delivering our thoughts on it. Sometimes we are hearing some sound, like last week what TM Priyanka did. Right, today we had another interesting session by TM Rashmi. So I think this does not create a pattern, right? So every week we have something new to look forward to, which is like something interesting. It really challenges your brain.
That's right. Thank you, Toastmaster Mani. Guys, feedback from you, people who have already been a Toastmaster, who feel that there's a scope of improvement for us as a club. The house is open.
I think everybody is trying to improve in one way or the other way, but definitely we need to be more professional regarding our speaking skills also, regarding the formats also. Whatever role we perform, we should know exactly what is to be followed right from the beginning till the end, and we should practice. It is not only the speeches which need rehearsals and practice. Before coming on stage, each and every role is equally important. So practice should be done, and equal importance should be given attached to each and every role. That is the professional approach. And we should remember one thing, that we have joined Toastmasters to improve. And we cannot improve until and unless we face our fears. We have to face and we have to come. And that is how we can improve the club's performance also, I believe. Thank you.
That's very apt, Toastmaster Rashmi. This was the same thing I was telling other people today as well, that we have to come prepared. Even if you feel that you're super occupied, still try to put in those 15 minutes before the meeting for your presentation. Read out the scripts that are shared with you to know what exactly you need to be doing in the meeting. This will really help you in the long run.
One suggestion I would like to give. Should I speak?
Yes, sure, please.
Am I audible or not? I'm not feeling it, but I want to say something.
No, you are audible,
One
Toastmaster.
suggestion I would like to give is that we should try to play different tools so that we can have competency in playing different tools, so that we can have a good command over playing different tools. This will bring in change in our performance as well as in our personality also. We'll go if we try to change our roles every time. If it's possible, we should try to do it. I think most of you might be doing, but it's my suggestion, when we change the roles, it really brings in a new eagerness in us.
Veena, can you give an example? Are you saying that we should keep switching our roles?
Yes. Suppose this time you have been the grammarian. Next time you should try to play some other role, so that you can have command on that role also.
Right.
Yes, I meant to say. Everybody should try to switch on the different roles so that we can have the variety in that, and it will bring in good charm also in the meeting. This is a suggestion. Maybe it works or not, but it can work.
No, it's really useful. Try taking the timer role, guys, for a change. We'll just, I'm sorry, Toastmaster Priyanka. I saw Toastmaster Kshitij trying to unmute himself twice. So, Toastmaster Kshitij, I have specially spotlighted you. Toastmaster Kshitij. Okay, Toastmaster Priyanka, you can go ahead. I think he is not around.
According to my point of view, if we keep one session along with other club, like 2 clubs, 1 session, and we give a theme to everyone, and everyone will participate. So I think it will spice up and it will be more knowledgeable and persuasive as well.
The most liked suggestion that I have got so far. Yes, we should have a joint meeting, and I did not trigger my head. Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka, for giving me this idea. I'll definitely try to get in touch with other people, other clubs, and have a joint meeting.
But is it so that if you are having the meeting on the same day, then only you can collaborate?
Maybe in that case, we'll need to either adjust our meeting to some other day with some other club, or maybe the other club will need to adjust with us.
So, you should adjust, because I think our club is also doing well. Toastmaster Club of Dwarka is also doing very well, and it is having a lot of members. So that way we can have more fun, and we can really learn from them, and we can teach them as well. It's simply exchange of learning and teaching in the clubs, as far as I know. So we can have some joint meeting anytime. And for that, we'll have to make some sacrifice. You will have to change the day, or they can do it.
That's right. We'll plan it.
It's all a matter of understanding. Both will agree, I think. Both should agree.
That's right. I have conducted joint meetings in the past with my previous
I'll be talking to them if you want. I can talk to them and I can arrange for that.
Sure, but I think Toastmasters Club of Dwarka meets every Sunday, which may be a little too far for us. But we'll definitely get in touch offline. Yes, we'll definitely get in touch offline.
Okay. Any other club who is having the meeting on Wednesday?
Let's see. Let's cover this part. I mean, after the meeting. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
This is a big problem that I've been facing for a long time, because many clubs are having the meeting on the same day, same time. Even if we want to attend their meeting, we can't do.
That's right. A pain it is. Lastly, Toastmaster Kshitij, are you going to speak up?
Yeah, I was about to speak that. I got a call. So I don't have suggestion, but I think I find it very relevant that we can play some sort of song or music at the beginning of the
Right.
meeting, which can
Right.
make people very like which can make people very cherish, like they can really enjoy. I think because this is my personal experience. I think I attend lots of and lots of online meetings every day, and I have seen this trend like every day, which make people very like happy. And also at the end, we can do something like very something different, which I believe.
I know. I
Yeah.
I wanted to do it myself as well, but then we were not able to speak when the music is playing in the background. So that's why I kind of compromised on that. But good job done with Toastmaster Manan. You played your music really well in the meeting, and there was no disruption. So you used technical tools very wisely in the meeting.
Thank you so much.
Toastmaster Ritesh, I know you want to speak. This is the last one that we are taking. Please go ahead.
Yeah, just I'll take 1 or 2 minutes. I mean, we are going great as a group. I have learned many things from just like we did one session with TM. I'm just not able to recall his name for the evaluation section. Like he has explained how the evaluation should be going on. What are
Yes.
so if we can bi-weekly like that, how to uh, create a speech, what are the things we can in the speeches, so it will be helpful for the people. So that's my
Thank you
point.
so
Yeah.
much, Ritesh. This suggestion has been noted down. It's a good suggestion that we should have education modules more often, which we stopped having. So we'll definitely keep it in mind. Now, I see the house moving out, so we'll quickly announce the winner for today's meeting and then we'll wrap up. Any guesses for the best auxiliary role player of the day?
Grammarian.
Grammarian.
The best auxiliary role player for Weekly Toastmaster Club's 43rd meeting is our grammarian Toastmaster Jyoti Gupta. Thank you, guys. Any guesses for the best speech evaluator of the day?
TM Priyanka.
TM Priyanka.
Toastmaster Pravesh.
We had two evaluators, and the best speech evaluator for Weekly Toastmaster Club's 43rd meeting is Toastmaster Priyanka. Toastmaster Priyanka, your hard work has played really well off. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Any guesses for the best table topic speaker of the day?
TM Priyanka.
TM Priyanka.
TM Jyoti.
Toastmaster Jyoti.
Yeah.
Started on a
Both
good
can
competition.
be the winners.
It started on a good competition, but then it got bent to one side. The best table topic speaker for Weekly Toastmasters Club's 43rd meeting is Toastmaster Jyoti Gupta. I'm glad that people taking are equally interested to see our Toastmaster Priyanka because the voting was like getting bent on both sides. Any guesses for the best role player of the day?
It's a tough fight between T-Mod and TTM. In fact, it should be a tie.
That's true. We enjoyed both of the sessions. Yet, uh, unfortunately, there was only one winner today. The best role player for Weekly Toastmaster Club's 43rd meeting is our table topic master, Toastmaster Rashmi. Congratulations, Toastmaster
Thank
Rashmi.
you very much.
Lastly, any guesses for the best speaker of the day?
Toastmaster Rohit.
Toastmaster.
The best speaker for Weekly Toastmaster Club's 43rd meeting is our guest, distinguished Toastmaster Rohit Reddy. Congratulations, Toastmaster Rohit. You and the certificates are over now. And we are back in diary with 15 more minutes. I'll just make 2-3 more announcements before we wrap up the session. First of all, there were a few Toastmasters who were occupied because of their exams or other reasons and they could not join. But today, Toastmaster Abhilasha had a special request which I wanted to share with all of you. Toastmaster Abhilasha is looking forward to complete one of the levels in Pathways, wherein she needs to complete a assignment on mentoring. So she needs to have a mentor from the club with whom she can have a coaching session for a few weeks, and then accordingly she can do a presentation. So the nomination is open for all of you. Any of you who wants to work with Toastmaster Bilasha as his or her mentor, please drop me a personal message. I can connect you with Toastmaster Bilasha, and then officially you can be her mentee for a while. And as an experienced Toastmaster, I'm sure Toastmaster Bilasha has got to teach a lot to all of us. So please think about it and connect with me on WhatsApp.
He will be
Second,
mentor or a mentee?
Mentor.
She will be a mentor.
Great. I would like to be her mentee.
Okay, sure. Sorry, guys. First come, first serve basis. Toastmaster Priyanka already nominated herself. So I'll keep it in mind. Second announcement is related to the club elections. We all know that every 6 months the club VC changes. Currently, if you see me as the club president and Toastmaster Himani as the club vice president, there are chances, and there are not only chances, there are opportunities that any of you can be the club president, club VPA, education, PR, secretary, sergeant arms. The elections will be conducted in the month of December, but before that, we'll have an educational module on what all these roles are about and how can you nominate yourself for one. So we'll have a detailed discussion on the club elections in the next week. Yeah, this is all from me. 2 important announcements. I'll keep doing more in the group, and we'll just last take a pause for our group picture before we miss out to capture the happy faces that we have on the screen. So can I request all of you to come on the video, Toastmaster Rashmi? Toastmaster Raj, I know you joined in the middle and couldn't participate. So if you're still around, I would request you to come on the video. And Toastmaster Rashmi, I think she was still there. She must have gone for a water break. But we'll start. On the count of 3, please feel free to smile as much as you can. 1, 2, 3. Toastmaster Ritesh, you tried really hard to smile, but still your smile couldn't come out properly. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. We'll wrap up the session. In case you have any questions or any queries, please stay back. We can have a conversation because we still have time. Otherwise, Toastmaster Himani, you're back after so many days. So would you like to have the final section? Okay, Toastmaster Raj is in a meeting and Toastmaster Rashmi is back now. So would you want to get captured again? Just one more click and then you all will be released. Smile. Now Toastmaster Ritesh is smiling really well. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. And I'll move to Toastmaster
Thank you very much.
Himani to wrap up the session.
Okay, so I think by now everybody knows the slogan. So on count of 3, we'll speak the slogan together. So 3, 2, 1. In Weave to Lead, leaders don't stop
until
they are on the top. Yay.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so
everyone.
much. Good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye,
See you,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Same time, same place.
Any questions from anyone? Any help you need? Toastmaster Manan, maybe we can talk because we couldn't talk the other day and we have never talked on
Oh,
call as
yes,
well.
yes. Yeah, we are
Right.
just, missing out on each
Sorry,
other.
yes, actually, we could never connect after you got converted. So I'm very sorry for
yes.
that lag.
Yes, yes.
But how are you feeling overall in the club?
Yeah, I think I'm feeling great, and I always look forward to our next upcoming meetings just to see okay, what role can I take and what different can I do in the meeting. So yeah, I think it is going really well. I need to be more, I think, focused on my pathways also. I've selected one finally, so I just
Okay.
start. looking into it.
Okay. So I think you only delivered one speech so far, right?
Yes, just the one speech, icebreaker one.
Right. So yes, you definitely need to put in more speeches. I personally feel that you are already a very good speaker. If I have to share it from my heart, but maybe you have your own areas of improvement that you look
Yes,
forward
yes,
to.
yes.
Do you think as a club we can support you anywhere? Because we have this mentor-mentee program wherein we have a mentor assigned to you and you can work with them. They will give you feedback on how you're performing, and then accordingly you can go further. So do you have anybody in club who you feel can be a good mentor for you?
Yeah, there are like a lot of people, a lot of experienced people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe you can give a think about it,
Uh,
come back and let me know who you would want to work with. It's a collaborative platform, it's a voluntary platform. If you feel that there's somebody who can help you in your mentorship, then definitely we can have one person from the club. And yeah, anything that you wanted to ask, any concerns that you have, anything that you feel we can do better?
no, I feel I think the intention and the motive like by which I wanted to be part of it is, I think it is going well. So I think for now things are like going good. So I feel good about being part of the club, and yeah, I
Okay.
think it is
I'm
very nice.
asking like in a very honest manner, so you
Acha.
don't have to say anything to please
अरे
me.
नहीं.
Do you feel that you have a learning over here? That's the important question. Because if you're joining a club, you should feel that आपको कुछ नया सीखने को मिल रहा है. You are improving. So I
Yes, yes,
hope.
definitely. I think when we were having this एक बारी ऐसा हुआ था, I think around Diwali we had this kind of a casual session where like
Right.
a lot of people didn't participate. So there I mentioned this one thing कि, sometimes it and this is the thing that I'm still trying to improve कि, sometimes when I'm thinking like especially in the table topic section, the chain of thought just breaks, okay, and I've got like nothing to say, right? So this thing like so I really wanted to improve upon this thing ki, right, just on the spot thinking, right? So this is one area that I really need to improve myself upon, and like there is a lot of checklists, ठीक है, तो उसमें से एक point ये भी है. So yeah, so I feel ki in like past 2-3 weeks I can feel that ki I've been improving in that aspect,
Okay.
not like as a gigantic improvement nahi hai, but I think it is better than before.
Actually, it's a gradual improvement. The Toastmasters में you have to stay for at least 6 months or a year. उसके बाद आपको धीरे धीरे अपने आप में वो drastically वो improvement दिखने लगता है. It's a gradual process. तो उस अकॉर्डिंग आप अपने रोल्स चेंज करते रहा करो. लाइक आपको इस वीक आपने टीम आउट करा, थैंक यू फॉर नॉमिनेटिंग योरसेल्फ, वरना लोग नॉमिनेट नहीं करते हैं. Just and it was well prepared. Did you think all it about yourself, or are you already in touch with an experienced Toastmaster and then you planned it?
Nahi, अरे it was very वैसा like I was just thinking कि I had a word with the Toastmaster Bilasha last week, and उससे पहले भी you also suggested कि I don't know, when I said कि I'll be general evaluator, just said कि just try to पहले switch between all the roles and understand,
Right.
take the feel of every role, and then go for general evaluation, ठीक है, because that covers like a lot of different things. तो like she also suggested कि team out का role काफी interesting होता है because that person needs to really hold the meeting and bind
Right.
different segments together. So I thought कि हाँ, why not this time. तो अभी in fact when you actually messaged me कि fill up this form and everything, only then I decided कि चलो ठीक है, अभी क्या कौन सा सेशन लेना है. Then I thought कि okay, this sounds
तो आपने ये
interesting.
प्रेजेंटेशन सारा उसके बाद बनाया?
उसके बाद बनाया, हाँ.
Very nice presentation.
कल
I
रात
just
को in fact.
अच्छा, still you put in a lot of efforts. I just felt one thing कि थोड़ा exaggerate हो गया था. So you had 4 ads. You had apt content, but एक तो ad 1 minute का हो गया. So it already took time. उसके बाद when you are sharing your thoughts, when people are participating, तो उस चक्कर में बीच बीच में audience connect break हो जाता है. तो बस वही एक चीज मुझे लगी कि आप कंटेंट कम रख सकते थे. रिक्वायर्ड था वैसे कंटेंट, लेकिन फिर यहाँ तो एड्स ना प्ले करते, एड्स मतलब
हाँ
मतलब उसमें थोड़ा ब्रेकेज था, अदरवाइज तो काफी रेलेवेंट कंटेंट था। प्रेजेंटेशन काफी ज्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग थी, मुझे लगता है कि यू मस्ट हैव पुट इन एफर्ट्स टू डू इट।
हाँ कल रात को।
सही है, कीप डूइंग वेल, नेक्स्ट वीक टीटीएम ले लो आप, या स्पीच ले लो। आई थिंक यू शुड गो फॉर अ स्पीच।
हाँ आई थिंक आई मस्ट। हाँ अभी वैसे भी 2 हफ्ते हो गए हैं ना, तो ये सेट की 2 हफ्ते बाद you can take up speech. It is nice to absorb the feedback and be ready to deliver.
सही बात। चलो ठीक है, एनीथिंग दैट यू फील लाइक शेयरिंग, आप प्लीज मुझे व्हाट्सएप पे मैसेज कर दिया करो, या मुझे कॉल कर लिया करो। एंड हैव अ थिंक अबाउट मेंटोर इफ यू वांट टू हैव समबडी एज योर मेंटोर। इफ यू फील कि जो मीटिंग में फीडबैक मिल रही है दैट्स नॉट इनफ, टेल मी इफ you would want to work with someone, and then accordingly we'll arrange.
Sure. We'll try to be in like touch more often, है ना? This really helps. वरना वो होता है ना, वेडनेसडे टू वेडनेसडे अगर कनेक्ट करो तो फिर वो बहुत काफी डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाता है।
हाँ एक्चुअली हमारा भी ग्रुप छोटा है तो ज्यादा एंगेजमेंट हो नहीं पा रहा है। सो मतलब वो ही मुझे लग रहा है कि थोड़ा एंगेजमेंट और ऑफ्टन होना चाहिए, मतलब वीक में और फ्रीक्वेंटली बात करनी चाहिए, तो लोगों को भी थोड़ा ध्यान रहता है, वरना लोग अपनी डेली लाइफ में बिजी हो जाते हैं, भूल जाते
बिजी हो जाते हैं, जस्ट कीप्स योर माइंड, और फिर ट्यूसडे को याद आता है कि अरे अच्छा कल है।
राइट, चलो सही है।
Okay, nice talking to you.
थैंक यू,
Those messages.
सेम है।